Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Julie Hamilton. Welcome to Life Builders, simple tips to build a strong and healthy life on. I hope you're doing great this week and enjoying your summer. And we're kind of getting down some regular temperatures for now, but we're down in the 80s now, which is kind of what it usually is, but it'll be nice. But anyway, today, I'm sorry I had to come on a little later. I had to go to the dentist to get my teeth cleaned. Don't they look good? No cavities. Yay. Good morning, Julie. Great to see you. And Sam, good to see you this morning. Hi, Aunt Jackie. Nice to see you. And today we're going to be talking a little bit about self-compassion. And did you guys ever make fun of your parents? Oh no, the doorbells are about to ring. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, it's summer, it's the neighborhood kids. Anyway, good morning. So I'm back. But did you guys ever make fun of your parents? When we were growing up, my poor parents, you know, my mom is so sweet. She is amazing. And she would clap. She's so cute, but she claps like this. And so we would always say, Mom, you have flying pinky syndrome. And we would always come up with these like funny things, you know, and the poor parent, they're clapping and you're like making fun of them. But then when you get to be the parent, they make fun of you, which is spectacular. Do you guys have this where your kids are making fun of you? And tell me what they say, because I want to know. Write it in the comments what your kids say to make fun of you. Well, what my kids do to make fun of me is they make inspirational stories out of the dumbest things. So we were like talking, I was telling them, okay, on July 4th, I was sick at home and everybody else was out having fun. I was telling them, oh, I watched this documentary on the Dust Bowl. They were like, oh, what are you going to do your next video on? Oh, when the dust of your life comes and you can't see where to go, then you tie a rope, because I was telling them how people would tie a rope to their barn so they could get back and forth when they couldn't see, and they're like, do you tie a rope to the living that you make? I mean, they just like think it's hilarious to make every single thing into like an inspirational video, which cracks me up. It's so funny. But the one thing they do that actually really drives me crazy, and my husband and my kids do this to me all the time, is if I'm having a problem and I'm feeling bad about something, oh, my mom just joined. Mom, I was just telling them about the flying pinky syndrome, so I'm sure you'll appreciate that. But anyway, the one thing my kids and Damien does that drives me crazy is they ask me, what would you tell somebody who's in your position? Are you guys going to your house? Sorry.
Can she play? Sorry, you guys, but can she play over here? And also, if we be quiet, and also can we do the swim study from 1 to 3? But yeah.
Maybe, but can I talk about it later? Okay, but you guys can play, just and you need to be quiet. Okay, sorry guys, it's real life. And so anyway, yeah, so they asked me, what would you say to yourself? Well, isn't this an interesting question? Because I don't know if you guys are like this, but do you ever notice how we are so much harder on ourselves than anyone else is? You know, it's like my friend last night was talking about her little grandsons and she's teaching them how to ride a bike, and they were saying, I can't ride a bike. And you know, if we had a little grandson going through that, we wouldn't say like, you're so stupid. Why can't you ride a bike? You should know how to do this. No, we'd be like, come on, you can do it. You just push one pedal in front of the other. But yet, we know that, and yet when we talk to ourselves, we often would say, if we couldn't do something, you're so stupid. Why can't you do this? You should know how to do this. You've been through this. We berate ourselves and treat ourselves in a way that we would never treat anybody else. And we have to work on having compassion for ourselves and treating ourselves, oh no, the doorbell's gonna ring again, it's the UPS guy. Okay, it'll be fine. Anyway, we have to work on having compassion for ourselves. And okay, he left. And the thing is, we don't do that. And we have to, if we want to get through some of those hard places, we have to have compassion. Because I don't know about you, but sometimes we forget to acknowledge that we're actually going through something really hard. We forget that we're suffering, and we say to ourselves, you should get over this. You should be done with this by now. And that's happened to me, and I want to share with you this really valuable moment that really taught me how self-compassion brings healing. And a couple of years ago, I was out and about with my little daughter, and we happened to be witnesses in a tragic freak accident where somebody lost their life. And it was a young mom. She was celebrating her first anniversary. It was the date of their wedding anniversary. She was with her husband, and this freak thing happened, and it was horrific, and she died. And we were there, and the thing is, we got stuck there because our car was in a place where we couldn't move our car, so we had to stay on the site before we could leave that place. And you know, it affected me a lot. I felt broken. I felt like, all messed up, and like I just was broken, and months had gone by, and I couldn't stop thinking about her. I couldn't stop thinking about the sounds. I couldn't stop thinking about her family, and you know, what would happen to me that day, and all of this stuff. I was kind of traumatized, and what happened, an interesting thing happened. I got on the phone with my friend Gail, and she runs a ministry called Live Free Healing Ministries, and we got into this discussion, and this is a really short version of what happened, but I want to tell you what happened. Is she basically, and this is very not complicated, and it's actually a very thorough process, but she had me imagine, Julie, imagine yourself at that accident scene. You were there, imagine what you were doing, and my daughter was there. I was trying to, you know, take care of her and all this stuff, and she's like, now imagine that another you is there, and this you is the mature Christian woman. This you is the fullest and the best Christian woman. Because what I was saying to myself was like, why can't you get over this? Why can't you deal with this? Why are you still thinking about that? Da 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 da. And she said, if you were the mature Christian woman and you walked up to yourself, what would you say? What would you do? And I said, I would put my arms around that person, and I would give her a big hug and just let her know that it's gonna be okay, and it's okay to be broken, and it's okay to be sad, and it's okay to go through the feelings that you're feeling through. Like, from the perspective of the caretaker, I could say all that to myself, but as myself, I was struggling with having compassion for that thing. And so after that whole process, it was amazing. She walked me through it. It was so great. Like, from that moment on, and all that we did with that, I'm not kidding you, it changed my life. I was healed, and the brokenness that I felt before, it became wholeness, and it became strength, and I was able to relate more to that person than the broken person. But I say all that to say, sometimes we can think that having compassion on ourselves is self-pity. It's not self-pity. It's not feeling sorry for yourself. It's realizing that this is a real circumstance, and this is real suffering, and it's okay. And if you failed, you know, just realizing it's part of being a human. It's part of human life. We can also not do self-compassion because we feel like it's self-indulgence. Like, you're just like, you know, I'm going to sit on this couch and eat ice cream, or whatever it is that you feel like, if I'm kind to myself, I'm going to go over the edge in being too nice to myself. But that's also not true. We need to have that soft landing place and make it for ourselves. So I just encourage you guys today, if you're going through something and you're like saying to yourself, like, get up, you know, you should be done with this, you should be over this, have some compassion. Have compassion on yourself the way that you would have compassion on someone else. Picture what you would say to yourself, as annoying as that is for me to ask you that, because it annoys me to death when my family asks me that. Picture what you would say, your fully mature version would say to the version where you are at now. I hope that helps somebody out there. I just want to encourage you to have compassion on ourselves and realize that we're human, right? And life is hard sometimes, and life is good a lot of the times, but we go through hard times, and you have to know that. So anyway, I hope you guys have an awesome week. I will see you on Friday, and I love you all. May your minds be fierce, and your hearts strong, and your spirits very kind today. Love ya. Bye.